Your gut lining is fully replaced every 3 to 5 days, not repaired, replaced. Every few days of your adult life, your body tore the inner wall down and rebuilt it from scratch. But after 60, that replacement is running on reduced materials. The new cells are thinner, the seals between them are looser, and the bacteria that managed the entire operation for decades have declined to a fraction of their former population. The reason is not fiber intake, not dehydration, not a missing supplement. The reason is a hormone that was quietly managing your gut bacteria, your gut lining, your repair cycle, and your motility for over 40 years, without ever announcing what it was doing. Today we go through the full mechanism. What estrogen was running for your gut, what breaks down when it drops, and what your body actually needs to repair the damage. Specifically for women over 60, not the research subjects most gut health advice was designed around. Your gut bacteria can read your hormone levels, and when estrogen dropped, the bacterial populations that depended on it began collapsing. A community called the estrobolome spent your reproductive years metabolizing and recycling estrogen. Think of them as a recycling crew stationed in your colon, extracting what your body had already used and returning it to circulation. When ovarian production ends, the crew loses its raw material. Populations shrink, and with them goes the diversity that was running dozens of jobs simultaneously, fermenting fibers into protective compounds, crowding out inflammatory strains, maintaining the chemical environment the gut wall depends on. Research consistently tracking microbiome changes across the menopausal transition has documented lower microbial diversity in postmenopausal women, not because of diet, not because of age alone, but because the hormonal environment those bacteria were built to work within no longer exists. Diversity in the gut is not a wellness metric, it is infrastructure. When half the workforce disappears, the work they were doing stops. And the wall is the first place you see it. There is a layer in your gut that is only 1 cell thick, and that single layer is all that stands between your bloodstream and everything moving through the tunnel. Think of it as a tile floor. The cells are the tiles. The tight junction proteins between them are the grout. Estrogen directly stimulated the production of those sealing proteins. Receptors for it are embedded throughout the gut lining, and estrogen was one of the primary signals telling the grout to hold. When it dropped, the production signal weakened. Gaps formed between cells that used to press flush against each other. Bacterial fragments, partially digested proteins, and metabolic waste that was never meant to cross began entering the bloodstream in trace amounts. Your immune system detected the breach and responded, not with anything dramatic, not with a fever, but with a low, sustained alarm that does not switch off. Joint stiffness with no clear injury, brain fog that arrives without cause, fatigue that sleep does not resolve. The alarm just runs. And because nothing is acute enough to point anywhere specific, the gut is rarely identified as the source for years. Your gut also has a cleaning cycle that runs automatically, but only if you give it the uninterrupted gap it needs to start. Researchers call it the migrating motor complex, a wave of muscular contractions that moves through the small intestine between meals, sweeping bacteria back toward the large intestine, clearing debris, resetting the environment the lining requires to repair. Think of it as a sanitation crew that can only work when the kitchen is closed. The moment food arrives, digestion takes full priority and the wave stops entirely. A complete cycle needs at least 4 to 5 uninterrupted hours to run. The bloating, the persistent heaviness, the sluggish gut that accumulates after 60. Most of that is not a digestion problem. It is a cleaning problem. Estrogen regulated gut motility directly, and women naturally have slower gut transit times than men, a gap that widens further after menopause. Add continuous eating across a 12 to 14-hour window, and the cleaning cycle stops having room to run. The cells lining your gut wall do not run on what you eat. They run on what your bacteria manufacture from it. A short-chain fatty acid called butyrate is the primary fuel for those lining cells. Think of it as the daily paycheck that keeps the reconstruction crew showing up. Without it, the cells cannot rebuild what is continuously wearing down. Butyrate is not meaningfully supplementable. It is produced fresh when specific fibers reach specific bacteria in your colon and get fermented. Resistant starch and inulin in leeks, garlic, cooked and cooled potatoes, underripe bananas, lentils, are the fibers that generate the most. The problem after 60 is that the bacterial species doing most of that fermenting are among the first to collapse when estrogen drops. You can eat every right fiber and still produce almost no butyrate, because the workers who were supposed to convert them are no longer there. Rebuilding those workers is a different problem entirely. Fermented foods do not just feed the bacteria you have, they directly introduce the populations your gut has been missing. Yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, fermented vegetables. Each one carries live bacterial populations that can begin repopulating what the estrobolome collapse emptied. A 2021 Stanford study published in Cell tracked two groups over 10 weeks. One eating a high fermented food diet, one eating a high fiber diet. The fermented food group showed significant increases in microbial diversity and significant decreases in gut inflammation markers. The high fiber group, for individuals starting with low baseline diversity, produced neither result. That distinction is the entire point for women over 60. Fiber feeds what is present. Fermented foods replenish what is absent. Both are required for the gut wall to rebuild, but there is a third input, one that no food provides, that determines whether the whole repair system holds or keeps collapsing. Your gut and your muscles are in constant biochemical exchange, and after 60, one side of that exchange goes quiet. When muscle tissue contracts, it releases compounds called myokines that travel through the bloodstream and directly support the integrity of the gut lining. Think of it as a standing maintenance contract. While the muscles are working, they send the gut a daily confirmation. The body is operational. Keep the structure up. When muscle mass declines at roughly 1% per year without deliberate resistance work, that signal thins out. The gut loses a maintenance input it has been counting on. Tight junction proteins get less support, motility slows further, and the failure runs in both directions simultaneously. A weaker gut wall reduces absorption of the amino acids needed to maintain the muscle, and a weaker muscle produces fewer myokines to support the gut. The two systems quietly accelerate each other's decline for years without a single dramatic event to mark it. This is the loop strong past the drop was built to interrupt. I kept watching women understand the biology completely and still not know what to do on a Tuesday morning to reverse the direction. The program is structured around the muscle-gut signal specifically, the meal timing that rebuilds it, the short walking protocol that restores motility, the leg strength routines that get myokines circulating again. It is on screen if you want it. But there is one more piece. What the first meal your gut receives each morning actually does to the lining. The first meal after an overnight fast either completes the repair cycle or shuts it down. And it comes down entirely to what arrives first. Think of the gut wall at the end of a fast as a road that was just resurfaced. The sanitation crew ran through the night. What crosses it first either seals the surface or tears into it. A high-sugar first meal spikes insulin rapidly, signals inflammatory bacterial populations to expand, and closes the post-cleaning motility window before the repair cycle finishes. A protein-forward meal with fermentable fiber delivers amino acids directly to the gut wall cells that are actively rebuilding, feeds the butyrate-producing bacteria, and keeps insulin stable long enough for the repair window to stay open. For women over 60, Morning cortisol peaks earlier and higher without estrogen's buffering effect, and a high sugar first meal amplifies that spike, pushing the gut into a stress state before mid-morning. The sequence of that first meal is not a dietary preference. It is the last signal in the repair chain. Get it wrong, and the cleaning the night created gets undone before noon. Your gut does not need a detox product. It needs the conditions that have been missing since estrogen left: the cleaning windows, the bacterial fuel, the muscle signal, and a first meal built around repair rather than convenience. The mechanisms were always there. They did not fail. The environment that made them easy changed. What has been sold as a gut problem requiring an external solution is almost always an estrogen aftermath. And once you see it that way, most of the interventions stop being mysterious. You now understand the full repair sequence: cleaning window, bacterial fuel, fermented populations, muscle signal, first meal. And the question is, what to actually do with that on a normal morning, with a normal life, when the guidance you have received until now was never built for a body at 60. That is the gap. Strong past the drop was built to close. I put it together because understanding the mechanism is only the beginning. The answer is a day structured around the signals your body actually responds to now. The eating windows, the first meal format that feeds the gut wall, the walking pattern that restores motility, the leg strength work that restarts the myokine signal. 8 weeks. It costs something because building that specificity took real time. The link is on screen.